Get your free money from Moomoo and from Webull. Link down below. 5 stocks from each platform. Literally free money, guys. And let's talk about what the video is today, or talk about what we're going to talk about today, which you guys saw the title of the video. How would I invest $1 million today? I want to break down very briefly how I would take $1 million right now and what would I do with it. Not necessarily invest. We'll get into that later, because one of these, one thing I would do with this money, I guess, technically isn't investing per se. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But just in general, I want to go over how I would handle $1 million. So sit back, relax. I'm drinking some water today, guys. Cheers. Stay hydrated out there. Let me know how you would invest $1 million. Drop me a comment later in this video, and make sure to smash that like button and share it with a friend if you guys want to. So the first thing I would do, step number 1, would be invest in stocks. Go figure, right, guys? My YouTube channel, everything I do on social media is pretty much around stocks, the stock market, investing, trading, all that good stuff. So what I would do is invest in individual stocks, right? I'd take $200,000 and invest in individual stocks. We'll talk about those in a second. Then I would take $300,000 and I would invest in exchange traded funds, also known as ETFs, which are baskets of stocks. And I'll put, again, $300,000 into ETFs. So overall, in terms of the stock market as a whole, I would put $500,000 into the stock market. 50% of my money right off the bat into the stock market. And guys, the way I would do this is, no, I would not go and just take all this money, boom, on day one, dump it all right in. I would not do that. I'm aware of that, and you should be aware of that. We're in a bear market right now. The Nasdaq's down 25-30%, S&P's down 18-20%, Russell's getting destroyed, the Dow's down a decent amount. So we're in a bear market right now, and it doesn't look like we're reversing anytime soon by the looks of the charts right now. So this might continue. In fact, I have a feeling it will continue. I'm not 100% certain on that. Nobody is certain. I think we might be going lower. Of course, after we get some sort of extended short-term rally, which I still think we're in needs of. After we get that rally, I could be wrong on that as well. Who knows? But, after that, I think the downtrend will likely continue. I don't think we're going to just shoot to all-time highs from here quite yet, because if we look at what's going on, inflation's still very hot, the Fed's still acting pretty aggressively, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. So let's not get on a Fed side tangent right now. All I'm trying to say here is, guys, I would invest in stocks and ETFs, and in terms of the individual stocks that I would pick, you guys know Google. I would buy Google all day, guys. I would be buying Disney. I'd be buying Facebook. I'd be buying PayPal, and I would scale into these probably maybe like 30, 40, 50K, of course, depending on valuations. I would do that amount per month, or maybe every 1 or 2 months, and to kind of spread the 200,000 across half a year, maybe a year, something like that. And honestly, now would be a great time to have $200,000 cash, in this hypothetical scenario, because we're in a bear market. What better time to invest in individual stocks than a bear market when they're getting destroyed? I mean, look at some of these stocks. PayPal's down from 300 to 70. It's down 75%. I would love to, put 50K into PayPal in this scenario, right? And in real life, I've been buying PayPal as well, on this decline. So PayPal I'd be buying, Google I'd be buying, which this one's not nearly as down as PayPal, but it did get down at its worst about 27%, and now it's currently down about, let's see here, 23 to about 24%. So it's in a bear market. So for me, whenever Google's down 20+%, I'm buying. That is what I'm doing, right? Facebook, another one. This one's down a lot from 380 to 170. It is down 50-60%. So you guys get the point. I'm going to be scaling 200K into these individual stocks, and I'm also, because I'm not saying I'm a stock genius. I'm not saying, I'm, a stock picking wizard. I'm going to be buying some broad ETFs like everybody should. I'm not a financial advisor, but come on, guys, this is not rocket science. Buy some ETFs to have a balanced, nice, diversified portfolio. So I would put $250,000 into VOO, the S&P 500 ETF. And like I did with the individual stocks, I would be sprinkling the money over 6 months, a year, maybe more, I don't know, depending on how things are looking in the macro economy and kind of just, what's going on in the world, right? I would, sprinkle $250K into VOO. And I would also, I got to show international some love. I would put money, $50,000 into VXUS, which is an ETF that I think is called the Total International Stock Market Fund. Yeah, exactly. The Vanguard Total International Stock Market Fund. I'd be buying that as well with about 5% of the million, or around $50,000. And I'd probably just put this all in at once, quite frankly, because $50K is not that much in, this $1 million example. So I would just throw it in all at once. And the idea here is to have some exposure to international, because when the U.S. underperforms, look at history, guys, the U.S. stock market underperforms, international outperforms. It's kind of like that balance, right? So I want to have a little bit in VXUS. Let me get some water, guys. Cheers. Again, stay hydrated. And now let's talk about what you guys might not agree with. I would put $400,000 in cash, right? I would hold it in cash in a high yield savings account, whatever you want, money market, whatever. I would have $400K very liquid, available to me like that, right? I want $400K for future stock market opportunities, individual stocks, lower prices in the ETFs, VOO, VXUS, and, real estate investment trusts, which I didn't really mention in this video, but, I'd have money for those as well with this 400. And real estate. Eventually, guys, I want to get into real estate. I don't own a house right now. I rent, and, I don't have any investment property. So I would put $400,000 in cash, banking on real estate continuing to come down, because the markets have been cooling off. What am I trying to say here? In no way are we in a, heavy depression, bear market in the real estate market, but they have slowed down a bit as mortgage rates are going up. So we'll see. I think in the short term, in the next 6, 8, 12, maybe over 12 months, we might get softening real estate prices as the Fed's raising rates. And this could be a great time to get into the markets for the first time, real estate market. So that's what I would do. Call me crazy. And yes, it's losing money to inflation. 400,000 is losing money to inflation, but I don't care. At the end of the day, I don't care, because in the short term, guys, if you have 400,000, 100,000, 5,000, whatever it is, sure, it might lose 6, 8, 10% to inflation in the very short term, but look at what the markets have been doing. If you need money in the short term and you threw it in the markets recently, you're screwed, let alone crypto. I mean, geez, Bitcoin's cut in half. Some of these altcoins are down 95%. If you put money in there that you needed in the short term, you're down massively. So pick your poison. Would you rather have your cash sitting in an account, savings account, getting 0.8%, whatever, high yield savings account, and be able to sleep at night? Would you rather have that, or have your money in crypto? Sure, you might make a little bit of money, but there's massive downside, and you lose your what. What would you rather have? For me, I'd rather have money, liquid cash, high yield savings account. Sure, it might lose money to inflation in the short term, but I know this money long term has a goal. The money's not going to sit in cash forever. It's going to go to real estate. It's going to go to stocks. So I don't feel bad holding cash in the short term just because we have high inflation, right? It doesn't make me feel bad. And I'm kind of trying to get you guys to understand that. I know a lot of you guys understand that, but some people don't. And they think, if I were to buy these stocks and try to hedge against inflation, not all your money needs to be in the stock market, right? You have to have some cash, and that's kind of where I'm going with this. And we've learned it in real life. Like I said, a lot of stocks are getting destroyed right now, and people were thinking, I'm going to put money in the stock market because we have high inflation now, right? And, a lot of the stocks are down 50% when inflation, if you just kept it in cash, you'd have way more money, right? That's kind of what I'm trying to say here. I think you guys get it. So, yeah, that's what I'd do. $400,000 in cash. I'd put $50,000 in a speculative, portfolio or speculative stocks or whatever. I'd buy Bitcoin in this category. I'd buy Ethereum with the speculative money. I would buy speculative stocks on profitable smaller cap companies. I don't really have any in mind, to be honest, because that's not what I invest in real life. So, I mean, how am I going to tell you guys what I'd put in terms of speculative stocks? Because all my money is in ETFs, blue chip, large cap companies, but who knows? Maybe I'd put money into, that's a lie. I do have some money in DraftKings and companies like that. Maybe I'd put some money into DraftKings. I don't know. But you get the point. $50,000, 5% of the portfolio. I would just gamble with it. Do whatever. Short-term calls, meme stocks, crypto, you name it. 50K, you name it. I'm blowing it all on speculative. And the last one, 50K, the last 50K, which honestly, this could I could use the cash as well for this, which 400,000 cash is sitting in the high yield savings account. But with this last 50K, I would invest it in myself. The YouTube channel, and obviously $50,000 is plenty, way more than I would need to build a way better set than this. Get all the equipment and whatever, or upgrade the equipment. 50K is more than I need, but I would use it for the YouTube channel. Maybe I'd buy, 5 monitors and do that. Really all I have, guys, is an iPad here and a nice MacBook Pro. It's the 2021, so it's a really nice laptop. But that's all I really have. But if I had 50,000, and mind you, I could get, I could get the monitors now, but I figured, for me, I like keeping it simple. Laptop, iPad, but whatever. If I had this extra money, 50,000, poof out of nowhere, yeah, I would do that. I would pimp out the studio a little bit more, maybe a little bit better lighting. And I don't know, maybe I'd start some potential new side hustle. Turo's been really interesting, guys. If I lived in a nicer area, I'll be honest. Jersey, who really comes to Jersey and is looking for a Turo rental? Maybe people are. I have to look deeper into the market around here, Philly area. Well, Philly's different. Sure, Philly, I'm sure there's opportunity. But if I lived in, like, Miami, for example, or if I lived in Hawaii, if I lived in, touristy spots, Nashville, if I lived in, you name it, guys, the big spots around the country, I would definitely start a Turo business. And if you guys don't know what Turo is, it's, you get a bunch of cars, you rent them out. It's like the Airbnb of cars. I've done some research into it. I would definitely do that. Buy, 5 or 6 Toyota Corollas, or maybe not that many at first. I'd start with 1, scale, 2, 3, whatever. But I would buy, these nice cars, like a Toyota Corolla, but it's obviously not a fancy car. And, I'd buy them for whatever, 8, 10, 12, or maybe even less than that, 7K. And I'd buy a bunch of them, and boom, there you go. Passive income. Well, it's not truly passive, but it's a nice little business. And I've always wanted to maybe explore that. But again, where I live, it just wouldn't work, in my opinion. Maybe in the future, me and my fiance are looking to move very shortly anyway. So, it might be something in the future. We'll see. So that's it. That's what I would do with $1 million, guys. Maybe we got a little bit sidetracked at the end, but not really, because these are all valid points for this video. So, yeah, that's it. I'd put 200K in individual stocks, 250K in VOO, 50K in VXUS, so 500K in the stock market, 400K in cash for future investments, 50K in speculative, 50K for my business, ventures, whatever the heck else I want to do here in the short term, next 6, 12 months. And yeah, that's it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And don't forget to get your free money from Moomoo, up to 5 free shares of stock, each up to $3,500. All you got to do is deposit at least $100. You get the 5 stocks, up to 5 stocks. And if you deposit $2,000, you get up to 5 stocks and a free share of Twitter guaranteed. So use that link down below and get 5 stocks from Webull as well. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching as always. Peace out.